I'm actually a Tswana speaker.
No.
And the pronunciation of the surname was correct, Iman, but in the Ntlabane where I grew up, it's Iman. Colleagues, thank you very much for this opportunity. I thought it would be good to share with you a little bit about the financial management status in South Africa. And if you allow me to share with you a few aspects that I think might be interesting. As mentioned before, I'm currently in the Office of the Accountant General. Please don't hold it against me. I also try to get to grips with this still. I thought it might be good to start off with what is currently happening with the public finance management. What's the efficiency? And I see there's a little bit of but also to share with you what we believe as government should be our response. And obviously there should be a conclusion and questions. Now, the Office of the Accountant General is an interesting place to be. We're typically accountants, and I try to live up to the expectation. You can see I put my head to the left, so it's clear when it's debits and when it's credits. And I thought it will be good just to inform you and share with you what is the Accountant General doing. And we'll come to this one later. So within the Treasury, what are the Accountant General doing? We are managing financial management at national, provincial and local government, and through the Intergovernmental Relations Act, the powers, the mandates and the roles of responsibilities are governed. But we basically do these four major things. The first thing is that there's the MTEF process, or the medium-term framework, and usually the governing government would proclaim a 5-year priorities. You've heard what is the priorities in South Africa. It's health, creating jobs, looking after the environment, making sure that there's decent education. And can somebody remember what's number 5? I can't recall that quickly. I think it's got something to do with crime or safe environment. 5 years, this is what we are doing as a nation. And then we, Treasury, come and we say, let's put money on that in directives. Now, every year on the 8th of January, more or less, the ANC would have its Lekgotla, and it would pronounce what is the strategy for that year. There is certain pronouncements, and in a week or two, you'll hear the Minister of Finance echo that. He will say, we need to stimulate the economy because we have got a serious job crisis in the country. So for those of you who believed finance is boring, public sector finance is actually quite dynamic because it's so interlinked with strategy. And just think with me for a moment, South Africa in 20 years from now. The quality of decisions we take now and we put in the budget will affect all of our lives and of your children's life, more importantly. So it would be interesting to see who is currently involved in public finance. Let's start off with a quick question by show of hands. Who is currently involved in public sector? Who's directly employed by government? Okay, you've got my sympathies. The others, are you from private sector? Involved in some peripheral business in the public sector? Anybody from the Lloyds, PwC, KPMG, Nkonki? Okay, bless you. That means you're safe. We're safe. Apart from setting priorities, we also do the budget preparation, and I'm quite proud that South Africa has for 2 consecutive years been rated number 1 in the world in terms of the Open Budget Index. It's an index that most nations compete in, and we've beaten Norway, the UK, France, and it means that our expenditure mapping processes are world class. In fact, they are so transparent that we can validate. That Schalk didn't wake up this morning and his pet subject was education and offer 50 billion to education. Tomorrow I get irritated with the traffic jam and he channels another 100 billion to transport. It's a scientific process where you put money on the priorities, and it's the expenditure mapping process is scientific enough that you can expect an input that leads to an output that comes to an outcome. And then obviously service delivery. That I think is something that's extremely relevant. And the biggest reform the last 5 years has been in this area.